Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. The Lycan's Last Breath. Episode 2. Chapter 15. Sophia, I call to my husband, even if it's just a whisper. His grey wolf is beside me before I can fully register what's about to happen. He's aware of the attack, too, and has come accompanied by my midwife, Karina. This is not negotiable, Soph. We talked about it. I simply nod my head and head into the office with the help of Karina. Behind the massive bookshelf is a safe hideout leading to various tunnels under the pack house. This pack house is ancient, and in times of war, these tunnels saved countless lives. Thomas, I mind link my beta, I just started labor, I need you to get all the elderly, non-warrior women and children to the tunnels under the cellar. We have a plan for this, we have had it for weeks, everyone knows what to do. Yes, Alpha. Where is it? We are in pursuit of it, Alpha, but just as the Lycans said, that thing is invisible. We get flashes of it now and then against the sun, but that's it. It's heading straight to the pack house. You have to alert the Lycans. It may be heading to them. Oh no, Vera. Violet. Yes, Alpha. I don't have time to talk. Alert the Lycans of what your brothers and sisters have encountered at the borders. We are under threat of an attack any moment now. They need to leave, this is their chance. Yes, Alpha. I feel her hesitate. You can speak freely, Violet. It's Vera, she let them know before the alarms even went off. What? When she woke up, she was frantic, saying it was coming. We didn't understand what she meant, but a few moments later the alarms went off. The Lycans are readying themselves to leave. I need you to send Vera to me, in my office, she knows where. Yes, Alpha. If what Violet is telling me is true, and my gut is right, then she might be the only hope this pack has of surviving tonight. My contractions get more frequent as the minutes go by. I knew it would be painful, but I never imagined it would hurt this much. Alpha, try to relax, we might be here for a while, you are only 4 centimeters dilated. Karina says. I appreciate her looking out for me, but her comment does nothing to ease my stress. How could I relax when all of my warriors are out there, fighting for us? I'm going to head out and survey the team protecting the pack house. Do not leave. Alex puts his forehead to mine and leaves. I feel more vulnerable than I have ever felt in my life. I cannot reconcile that all of this is happening to my pack and I cannot be there for them. Instead, I am locked up in the safety of this room. To make matters worse, Thomas probably told everyone I'm in labor, so I'm not getting any more updates on the attack. Several minutes pass, maybe 15, and the heavy bookshelf door opens. I see my husband, still in his wolf form, accompanied by Vera and Noah. Sophia. Vera rushes to my side, checking my temperature with one hand and the pulse on my wrist with the other. She begins to speak with Karina about, I don't even know what, medical jargon I guess. My heart feels lighter now that I can see her awake and well. I really wasn't sure if she was going to make it out of this one. Silent tears start falling to my cheeks and Alex gently licks them off my face. I don't need to be strong right now, not with my best friend. I take her hand. Vera, you need to listen to me. Tell me exactly what happened to you. Her eyes are glossy with the need to cry, too. I don't know where to begin. What little I remember seems more like a dream than anything. What did you feel when you woke up? Violet told me you alerted the Lycans before the alarms went off. I didn't feel it, I saw it, breaching the southern border. She lets the tears fall freely now. We are both crying as she continues. I don't know what it is, Soph. How to stop it? It's killing our wolves. I take her hand and squeeze it through a contraction, closing my eyes and not letting a single sound escape my lips. When it subsides, I look her straight in her eyes. Vera, you're our only hope. You saw that thing, even if it was just as a vision, you might be the only one able to see it and kill it. It may be a long shot, but you have to try. My tears are flowing as I think of my pack and what I'm asking Vera to do. If I'm wrong, if my gut is wrong, then this will be the end of her too. I just don't know what else to do. The air in the room tenses, a silent exchange going on between Vera and I as we look at each other. She knows precisely what I'm asking of her, and I know she, as well as any of us, has no hesitation in dying for this pack. I reach to my right and retrieve a long spear from my bag, one that had belonged to my family. For centuries, it is made of the only known material to be effective against witches. I had been carrying it around to use in case something like this happened, but I am in no position to do anything with it. This, and you, are our only hope. Vera has calmed down significantly, relaxing her breath and quieting her heart. She closes her eyes and breathes in passively. When she opens them again, she grabs the spear delicately, feeling it and getting accustomed to its weight. When she looks at me, her eyes are expressionless and dilated. It's a look I know all too well. She's ready to hunt. Vera, after composing myself, I decide to keep walking inside the mansion. Now that the shock of dying is subsiding, I start to think more logically. I can't be dead, and if I am, the goddess means for me to be here anyway. Something tells me this mansion has more to show me still, as I am sure this is Sophia's ancestral home. But why am I here? And what does this have to do with everything? I pass by every room, opening doors and windows looking for clues. All the rooms are empty, and every time I pass by them, everything seems to deteriorate further, almost like I'm a ghost passing by the decades of this building. I enter the grand hall, and just like the rest of the rooms, everything now seems abandoned and forgotten. All the paintings are gone, leaving behind only their imprint on the walls. I make my way to the only piece remaining, the jade waterfall painting. I take another look at it, removing the cloth that had covered it for goddess knows how many decades. The paint beneath the cloth is still impeccable, with only some signs of age. Why are you here, of all places? I ask to myself, gently touch the piece at the waterfall, and just like that, I am transported once again. This time, the vision is taking place at Jade Waterfall. Though I recognize it implicitly, it is clear I am still not back in my timeline. Some trees I know to be hundreds of years old in my time, are barely infants here. There is a new moon high above, and just like in the painting, the waterfall is shining green from within. Rather than the rocks appearing to be covered in moss though, there appear to be actual green crystals beneath the waterfall. almost like all the rocks are legitimate emeralds. I step forward, wanting to examine this phenomenon up close, but as I am about to near the lip of the pool that forms at the end of the waterfall, a man emerges from the water. His tan torso shining bright against the reflection of the water and stones. I recognize this man, he is the same Victor the first saw earlier. I stay immobile, my senses on high alert. It was clear from last time that he could see me, but am still uncertain if this is good or bad. The man, half submerged, places his hands on the surface of the water, chanting in some language I do not understand, but that somehow feels familiar. He closes his eyes and a light starts emanating from his hands, shooting down into all sides of the pool. Soon, the entire pool, the entire waterfall, is shining as the man continues to chant. The scene is mesmerizing. It creates a warmth within me, and I can't explain what it is at the moment, but I have felt this before. It is the feeling of calm and serenity that I have whenever I am in the forest. If this man is capable of creating such a feeling, then I know he can't possibly mean me any harm. In fact, I have already seen him 2 times and have detected no hostility from him. I wonder if he actually can see me, though, as no one else has been able to so far. When the chant is over and the water has turned back to normal, I step closer to him, wanting to ask him so many questions. His gaze once again meets mine directly, confirming my first impression that he can see me. I realize now that I'm looking at him up close that both we have the same eye color. It's the first time I've met someone with very light green eyes like myself. Sometimes, in different lighting, they can even appear white. Does this fact astound him as much as it astounds me? I crouch down so that we are at eye level. We stay like this, gazing into each other's eyes for a few seconds, none of us saying a word. He's regarding me with curiosity, as am I. I can't quite place it, but this man seems very familiar to me. Before either of us speaks a word, a shadow emerges from the other side of the woods, getting his attention. It is done, Master Alan, the man with the green eyes says. Please, call me John. Very well. This spell is infused in the waterfall, in its emeralds to be precise. The water and emeralds can be found in all the aqueous tunnels underneath this forest, and underneath all your territory. No witch, or warlock, will ever be able to trespass. I do not know how to thank you. In all honesty, when you first approached my father and I, we did not believe you were capable of such feat. Magic? This man is a warlock? I thought the stories of witches and warlocks were only legends. I am used to being underestimated. He gets out of the water. He was still wearing his pants, and as soon as he steps out, they immediately dry. Another magic trick, no doubt. Please, warlock, if there is anything my family or I can do for you. I realize this type of magic comes at a cost, but our pack would have never survived without this, without you. The man proceeds to put on his shirt and shoes, and approaches John. I get closer in order to hear what is being said, as it is clear John cannot see me. Many generations from now, I will come to you Allens for a favor. My request cannot be denied. John hesitates. To compromise his future bloodline to a warlock's whim is a serious consideration, but alas, he accepts. How will we know when it is time? Will you be the one to deliver the request? Just remember my name, it is enough. What is your name, Warlock? Blackwood. Victor Blackwood. Vera Blackwood. Victor Blackwood. Both men shake hands, but that is the last thing I see because I am once again transported to another vision. But this time, I recognize it as my time as I see wolves I recognize from the pack. We seem to be at the northern border with heavy wolf patrol. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a huge figure of what can only be described as a beast, or rather a combination of beasts. This is what would be called a chimera in ancient times. Its size alone is intimidating, and its maws simulating that of a giant lion make it evident that this is a killing machine. I see it approaching our lines, but the wolves seem oblivious. Can they not see this monstrosity? The beast picks up its pace, and rams head first into our wolves. Their cries of pain have me screaming at the top of my lungs, "Watch out! He's right in front of you!" Desperation grips at my soul when I realize none of them can hear me. This must be the same beast that attacked Noah and his friends. I am of no use here. I start running towards the pack house as fast as my legs allow. If I can find my body, maybe I can warn them, maybe I can save them. I reach the pack house faster than I anticipated, maybe I am faster in this state. I climb up the stairs to the clinic and try to settle down and think, where could my body be? The last thing I remember is being with Eli. I head there first. I see Eli and Lucas talking passively, each in their own bed. Noah isn't here, and my body isn't here. Think, Vera, where else could they have taken me? I go to the nurse's station hoping to locate my chart. I reach it but my chart is nowhere to be found. Panic, once again, finds me. We don't keep charts on dead people. I keep looking, heading to the second floor where I can also check the morgue records and find out if I'm actually dead. As I pass the MRI machine, something stops me in my tracks. I sniff the air. No doubt this is Noah's scent. I follow it, knowing that if I am alive, he has not left my side however long I've been gone. I enter the room, and sure enough, my body is there hooked to all the machines I know. Noah is sleeping beside me on his side, an arm protectively wrapped around me. I take a quick look at the machine, everything seems to be in order with my body. I'm in good health despite being asleep. Seeing Noah here with me warms my heart, it feels right, it feels like home. But I don't have time to ponder on how amazing the mate bond feels because I have to warn them. I reach out to my hand, and just like before, I begin to feel lighter than a feather. When my eyes open again, I don't feel light, I feel incredibly weak. I must have been out for weeks. I sit up on my bed with abruptly and start unhooking myself from the machines, even tearing out the 4 I had in my arm. Blood is soon dripping down my arm. The beast is coming. Noah jolts awake beside me too. Noah, it's coming for you. You have to get out. You have to leave. Whoa, Vera, calm down. What are you talking about? I saw it, Noah. It breached our borders, it's a matter of minutes before it reaches the pack house. You have to warn your friends and leave. Okay, first of all, I'm not going anywhere without you. He reaches for my arm and assesses the blood coming out of it. Second of all, you probably just had a bad dream. For goddess's sake. Listen to me. That thing that nearly killed you and the others, it's coming here, right now. You have to leave. I'm still very weak, but I muster enough energy to get off the bed and head into the bathroom to quickly change into the scrubs I was wearing earlier when I passed out. Or died. I don't even know yet. I head out and Noah is still calmly sitting on the bed. As much as he's my mate, he's a complete idiot for not listening to me. I cannot wait for you, I have to alert the others. I'm out the door and down the stairs. The lethargy in my muscles is slowing me down, but they are quickly regaining their strength. I get to the nurse's station and no one is here. I head into the Lycan's room and find Sam and Violet redressing the wounds of both Lycans, much to my surprise. It's here, you both have to leave. Now. All parties are looking at me with puzzled expressions but also relief. Violet is about to step towards me when the pack house alarm goes off, panic immediately visible in both Sam's and Violet's eyes. They both know what that means. Evac, now. We have protocol for this. Remain calm and help our patients into the tunnels. The commotion can already be heard outside and Sam and Violet immediately sprint into action. Everyone has a role to play in this plan and none can miss a beat. The Lycans begin to hurriedly dress in clothes Sophia had provided them with, along with packs of rations that had been previously prepared for them. Noah walks into all the commotion. How did you know? He asks me. I saw it. That thing is going to kill all of us to get to you three, you have to leave, now. Wait, what do you mean you saw it? Lucas starts towards me and I understand now, none of them could see the creature, but I could. They will most likely want answers. Vera, Sophia needs you, she says you know where. Violet quickly pokes her head through the door and just like she appeared, she dives back into the chaos outside. Moon Goddess, if that means what I think it means, it can't be. She can't possibly be in labor right now, right? Vera, okay. Noah, Eli, Lucas, grab your things. We can access the tunnels through Sophia's office. Come on, quick! No, 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 Eli begins, if you can see that thing, we need to take it down. If we run now, it might just catch up to us later anyway. I contemplate the possibility of actually killing this thing and being done with it. Even if I can see it, I can't coordinate an attack. I can't mind link anyone but Sophia in the entire pack. Eli continues, Doc, we need to kill it. We need to know for sure what it is that attacked us and killed our men. I regard him for a few seconds, the old man is right. If we don't get rid of it now, what guarantee would we have that it won't just attack again? Clearly, the wolves and the pack house are no longer off limits to it. Regardless, I have somewhere I have to be right now. Thinking about Sophia made me more attuned to her and her mind. I can feel her distress and her fear. I need to get to her, quick. We'll talk about it on the way, take your packs just in case. Noah, don't give me that look. Noah was staring at me like a sad puppy but I couldn't focus on him right now. Whatever happens, whether they leave or stay and fight, leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. They all gathered their things and in no time we were rushing towards Sophia's office. The chaos as all the elderly, non-warrior women and children accessed the tunnels was heart-wrenching. Most of them didn't even know what was happening or how much danger they were actually in. This evacuation plan has been in place for decades, but it had only been used about 100 years ago in times of war or an attack. We entered the office without a problem as the upper floors had already been cleared. Alex came running to join us from the top stairs, meeting us at the door to the Alpha's office. He nodded at us solemnly, an empty expression in his gaze. He is linked to all the wolves in this pack through his bond with Sophia, but specially the warriors that are guarding the borders. After all, he is a warrior himself. She reaches over to retrieve something from her bag. It's a finely decorated spear, with tiny jewels along its base, and a long and lean shaft. I can tell this isn't a material I recognize. The blade and its wings are long and elegant, with the decorated blue crystal hanging from its shaft. This, and you, are our only hope. Sophia breaks me out of my trance, and I know what I have to do. I steady myself and focus. My heart rate slows as I tap into a part of myself I hadn't had use for in a very long time, not since I became a doctor. That primal, animalistic feeling I had trained many years to control. Even in human form, I knew this was what turning into a wolf would feel like. I open my eyes, and my vision is razor sharp. I take the spear from Sophia, and I'm ready to go after my prey. So, what's the plan? I hear out of the peripheries of my hearing. When I'm focused on my hunt, it's like having tunnel vision. Nothing can or will deter me. I exit the room, Alex and Karina staying behind supporting Sophia. I walk past a confused Eli and Lucas, and I'm barely aware as all three Lycans follow me out of the office and through the pack house. As I get to the base of the pack house, right at the entrance, I take off my shoes and start playing around with the spear. I'm getting used to its feel and its weight, playing with it in the palm of my hands, circling it around me. I stretch out my thigh muscles, my back, and my neck, which feel stiff after not being used for weeks. I'm warming them up for the chase. Lifting my face up to the wind, all of the hairs on my body stand to attention. I allow the wind to convey where the beast is coming from, and as it blows in my face, I perceive a smell of decay and rot coming our way from the north, my mind locking in on it. My senses lock in on my prey. I can somehow feel the beast as it is approaching us, fast and steady. It isn't being deterred by any attack from the wolves. Without a second thought, I sprint into action. I'm running past the fields where I used to play with my friends as a youngling. I'm running past the clinic that helped shape who I am today. I'm running past the orphanage that was my very first encounter with this pack that would eventually become my family. I'm running so fast, it almost feels like I'm floating. My eyes squint at the rapid wind but quickly adjust. At this point, I vaguely recognize the heavy steps of the Lycans following me. It's clear to me they had to turn into their beasts in order to keep up with my pace. The muscles on my legs are straining as I will them to move faster and faster. We reach a clearing where something stops me. Everything is awfully quiet. Too quiet. I can't hear the wolves. I can't sense the beast. The wind has ominously stopped blowing. Couching down to the ground, I put my hand on the soil connecting to the forest. Suddenly, I can sense the commotion that's coming our way. In the distance, I can hear the distinctive wolf howls signaling retreat coming straight in our direction. A Leakan that I recognize as Noah places himself protectively in front of me, his huge frame effectively covering me from the impending attack. It hasn't registered to him that I'm the only one who can see this thing, and therefore, it's up to me to protect him and the rest of the pack. I don't even have time to admire his midnight black fur when the first wolves come into our line of vision. They're running furiously, straight to the last line of defense in the pack house. By now, they have bought everyone enough time to hide, and in theory enough time for the Lycans to run away. The plan was solid, but everyone, including myself, underestimated the beast. I didn't think it would make such quick work of our best warriors, but here it is, only about half a mile from the pack house. It won't happen again. As more and more wolves start coming our way, I see trees in the distance bending and shifting under incredible weight, and soon, I am looking at the beast straight on, walking towards the clearing where we stand. I sidestep Noah and sprint full force towards the now, to me, fully visible creature. I was right the first time. This thing is exactly as folk tales describe chimeras, with a lion's head, the body of a human-like creature, a long tail, and hooves. How I wish I would have paid more attention in those classes when I was younger. What were their weak points? How do you defeat a beast like this? Where do they even come from? I don't have time to ponder on all these useless questions for now, as it has noticed me coming towards it and attempts to stomp me with its giant foot, but I easily sidestep it. Then, it attempts to crush me with its giant arm, but I sidestep it once again. Its expression in a frown as he's becoming annoyed with me. I use its extended arm on the ground as leverage to climb onto it and reach its face. My first plan of attack is to try and blind it. If I succeed, this will be a more even playing field. I make quick work of the first eye by launching myself, spear first, into it. The spear penetrates the eyeball effortlessly, and I grin to myself as the beast shrieks loudly. This is good. This is the first win. But as I'm attempting to retrieve the spear from its eyeball, the beast shakes so furiously that it catapults me to the nearest tree. My back hits it with a big thud, the pain causing stars to blur my vision momentarily. Noah is quickly by my side, his huge frame crouched to help me up. I have no time to lose if we intend on defeating this thing before it kills us all. The spear is stuck in its left eye. It will give you and the others a sense of where to attack the beast. Go. Noah quickly returns to the clearing to relay the message, and an attack is coordinated. I'm fast to get up and follow. I need to retrieve that spear from its eye, but I first have to figure out how we're going to actually kill it. The others attacking will give me some reprieve to observe it well. Or so I hoped. After managing to shake off all of its attackers, the beast's white eyes scan the clearing looking for something, looking for me. It spots me, locks eyes with me, and begins charging at me at full speed with a furious expression in its eyes. I'm afraid now it's me who's being hunted down like prey. Vera the beast begins charging at me full speed, and I have to say, I'm glad I run about 10 miles a day, or else I'd be chimera lunch by now. Despite all the wolves attacking and all the Lycans charging at it, its sole intent is on getting to me and killing me. Out of nowhere, I hear more wolves running our way. They're coming from the direction of the pack house. Soon, about 50 wolves are emerging to the clearing, fangs bared. They must be the ones that were guarding the other borders. I have to be quick about this. We can't leave the borders unprotected for too long, and I can't risk losing any more wolves. I make my way to the wolves as they are charging towards the beast, recognizing their lieutenant quickly. I make my way to him, knowing the beast will be busy for a few seconds with the incoming wave of attacking wolves. I need you to buy me time, I need that spear that's in its eye. I tell him. Desperation is starting to take over me as I see more and more wolves on the ground. The lieutenant nods its head and charges towards the beast, managing to get its fangs deeply into the leg of the beast. I run over to where Noah, Lucas, and Eli are getting up from the floor. I get on my knees to look Noah in the eyes. Noah, I need you to launch me towards the spear. All three beasts stare at me in disbelief. I know how that sounds, but I need to retrieve it to blind its other eye, at least then we have a fighting chance. Noah hesitates for a minute, but is quick to get on his feet. He picks me up, carrying me towards the beast. Once we are close enough and on its side, he puts his huge paw on my torso. Thank the goddess for core strength, because he carries me from my mid-torso like I'm a spear myself, and launches me into the air. As I'm launched into the air, it is clear to me that Noah overestimated my weight and his strength, because I am launched straight up, looking at the beast from below, nowhere near my target. However, once I'm there, with this vantage point, I see a very bright dot on the top of its head. For some reason, I feel a pulse of energy emanating from the bright light, like this is where the strength of the beast is coming from, that's my target. I descend to the ground, far from the beast, and Eli is right there to catch me. His silver coat making him stand out. I hope you're not the one who taught Noah how to throw. He scoffs and positions me to be launched directly at the spear. I'm in the air, in direct trajectory to the face of the creature. He has perfect aim and fortunately the beast didn't notice me. I latch myself onto the spear, the pull on its eyeball making the beast cry out in pain and shake its head furiously. I put my feet on its face to leverage myself and take out the spear. Once I do, I use my free arm to hold on to the beast's furry cheek. It attempts to claw at me, only managing to scratch itself deeply on its face as I crawl up to the top of its head. I make quick of my climbing expedition and once I reach my destination, I can see the dot of bright light, it is encrusted into the beast itself, it's in its skull, through layers and layers of hair. I raise the spear with both hands and ram it in the direction of the light, making the beast even more frantic and it tries to get rid of me and defend itself from the onslaught of wolves. The spear can only reach halfway, so I pull it back and position myself to try again. However, the beast is now on its knees doing all it can to stop me. I'm dodging its hands as I try to get a better angle to ram the spear into, almost slipping off its head a few times. I manage to get to the spot again by holding on to its thick fur. The wolves and Lycans are doing the best to stop it, getting their cues from where I'm at in the air. I get a better position and once again take advantage of the distraction and ram the spear with all of my strength into the light again. A horrible shriek is heard from the beast, meaning I'm getting closer to the light, but it isn't dead yet. I need to reach deeper, I need to dig the spear deeper, but as much as I try, it just isn't enough. I'm not strong enough to do this myself. I frantically start looking below, desperate for a solution, for help, when I feel a large body crawling over me and every nerve on my body becomes aware. I don't have to look to know it's Noah. He comes up, his body over mine, and starts pushing the spear with me, the beast shrieking even louder. Noah and I are using all of our strength but the thick skull of the beast is proving to be stronger than both of us. I start worrying that the spear itself will break before we can destroy this thing. From the corner of my eye I see Eli crawling towards us, positioning himself next to Noah and Olgo grabbing onto the spear and pushing. Between the three of us, it is barely enough. But it is enough. The spear rips into the light and the beast falls to the ground with a large thud, one last nasty shriek coming from it. All three of us fall to the ground along with it, Noah protecting me as we fall. We rolled on the ground, breathing heavily, our faces up towards the sky in utter exhaustion. It's finally over. Vera, my eyes are closed as I feel the rush of adrenaline leaving my body. I'm breathing heavily and there is ringing in my ear from all the exertion. As my heart begins to settle, I open my eyes and sit up, all the muscles in my body straining. Everyone that was in the clearing has gathered around Noah, Eli, myself and the beast. Now that it is visible, some are eyeing it curiously, fearfully, others are brave enough to poke it to verify that it is indeed dead. The beast doesn't budge. Lying next to me is Noah, still in his Lycan form. I place my hand on his forehead, beckoning his eyes open. We did it. We actually did it. A loud howl of joy erupts from someone in the crowd that has formed, and several quickly follow. I smile at their outburst. All the wolves start turning to human form and screaming at the top of their lungs. I tend to forget how nudity-friendly wolves are. I lower my gaze, ashamed by the scenery, and focus on Noah, who is intently looking at me. His black Leakan eyes are slowly fading, revealing the hazel eyes I like so much. He's getting ready to shift as Lucas jogs over in his human form to give his friends some clothes. I cover my eyes, still sitting on the floor as Noah and Eli quickly put on some clothes. Noah places his hands on my cheeks, causing me to lower my hands from my face. His eyes are filled with more love and pride than I have ever known from anyone. You did it, Vera. You did it, and without warning, he kisses me. The kiss is everything I ever hoped a kiss could be, and then some. Fireworks are erupting in my mind and my entire being is on fire. How could I ever even think to go on a lifetime without this? I deepen the kiss, causing a fire to pool in my belly. If we continue like this, I might not even care that we are in the middle of a clearing, with the dead beast, and all of the pack members surrounding us. Noah breaks the kiss and puts his forehead on mine. We're both exhausted and injured. Borderline hyperventilating, but none of that seems to matter right now. With the dead beast on the ground and everyone cheering around us, it feels like a huge weight has been lifted for both of us. The crowd starts moving in sync, drawing our attention. Noah helps me up just as Sophia appears in the clearing, followed by Alex, each with a baby in their arms. Her dress is a mess, blood crusted at its hem, her face puffy and her usually impeccable hair in disarray. It is also clear that the twins have literally just been born, they haven't even been cleaned properly. Sophia looks swollen, teary, and most importantly, weak. Brothers and sisters, there will be a time to celebrate. For now, we gather around the pyre and bring our warriors home. The look on everyone's faces fall. The relief and happiness from defeating the beast had temporarily blinded us to the reality of the situation, the high cost at which we obtained this victory. Just thinking about our wolves lying on the ground, lifeless, devoid of their souls, causes a knot to form in my stomach. Her words had the intended effect as the crowd is dispersing, following their alpha's command. I say still, looking directly at her as her eyes scan the crowd. They land on me, and the minute our eyes lock, I can tell her tears are about to fall. Not wanting to show any more weakness to her pack, she turns her head and leaves the clearing with Alex close behind. I turn to the Lycans and without a word they know to follow me. I let go of Noah's hand, feeling guilty I hadn't thought about the aftermath of the attack. Deciding to make myself useful, I make my way back to the clinic to assess the chaos that ensued the battle. When we get there, my heart breaks. Beds are filled with wolves, some even having to wait seated on the floor to be taken care of. The elders who once were doctors and nurses have also come out to help. As I make my way through the corridors, the clinic is not only packed, but there is no order, everyone running around without a clear plan. Where is Dr. Owens? I find Violet tending to the wounds of one of the warriors. There is a deep cut that nearly severed his leg. Violet has managed to stop the bleeding, but he will need to be wheeled up to surgery as soon as possible. Where is Dr. Owens? Who's running the clinic? She looks at me with sympathy in her eyes. He's in surgery. Well, that isn't strange at all. I give her a questioning look, not understanding the sad look on her face. Vera, she places her hand on mine, he is in surgery. It takes me a moment to understand what she's saying. This can't be happening. He heard about what you were going to do and he wanted to be there just in case you needed him. We exchange a long look, one I know all too well. The situation isn't likely to turn in his favor. I start to panic. Go, I got this. OR4. I take off, running through the halls, navigating through all the people crowding the clinic. I reach the stairs and sprint to the third floor. I enter the surgery room, straining my muscles even further, just as everyone is taking off their gloves and I hear the distinct, long beep of the machine, indicating there is no heartbeat. Time of death, 1842. Vera, I crumble to the floor as the surgeon's attention falls on me, my legs giving out. My heart feels like it's going to hammer out of my chest. This can't be real. The only father I've ever known can't be gone. I crawl closer to the table, tears beginning to rim my eyes. When I get close to the table though, I notice something odd. This isn't Dr. Owens. I turn my hopeful eyes to the surgeon as he comes around to kneel beside me. His kind eyes are smiling, but there is so much sadness in them. Vera, I presume. No, this isn't Dr. Owens, this is Nathan. He was one of the warriors at the border when the beast attacked. We both look at the lifeless body of the warrior, the tears that had begun to form in my eyes now falling to my cheeks. As for Dr. Owens's, his surgery went well. He's recovering from the anesthesia in a makeshift recovery room we prepared in his office. I start crying even more. Full on, ugly face crying. All of the emotions of the day, all of the feelings I had been avoiding in order to complete my task, come back at once. I barely even notice when the doctor gently helps me up, guiding me to a chair just outside the OR. He's holding me while I let it all out. After about 5 minutes, I'm finally beginning to calm down and the doctor hands me a bottle of water. I take it and down it in one gulp. Now that all the adrenaline has left my body, I realize how banged up I really am. My thigh and calf muscles are on fire, my back and rib cage area hurt more than I can describe. I might have a broken rib or two, and my head wants to explode. While assessing the state of my body, my hand goes to where my head is especially tingly. I feel blood. I have a cut which I measure with my fingers. It's no more than 6 centimeters, right in my hairline. It isn't very big, but it is quite deep. The doctor moves to get supplies to clean me up, but I grab his arm and stop him. No, please, many are in far worse shape. Go help them first, I'll clean myself up. He gives me a long look. He comes closer to me and hugs me gently, whispering in my ear, "Thank you." He says simply, and walks away. I'm confused about the exchange. I'm the one who should be thanking him. In fact, I don't even know this doctor, but judging from his age, he's probably a retired doctor that came to help out. After gathering the supplies I'll need, I make my way to Dr. Owens's office, needing to make sure he's okay. When I step into the room, one of the nurses, also one I don't recognize, is checking on him. As she notices me, she gasps and nearly drops her chart. "Sorry," I start, "I just wanted to check on him." She composes herself quickly. "Oh, honey. It's okay. He's doing just fine. He was injured by the beast in the clearing when he was trying to help one of the warriors. It punctured a main artery in his leg, but they managed to clip it." I smile at this. I'm not the least bit surprised that he was there trying to help people. Dr. Owens is one of the kindest and caring people I know. The nurse moves towards me. "Here, let me take care of that for you." She grabs the supplies from my hands and directs me to sit on the chair at the side of Dr. Owens's bed. She begins working on cleaning my wound, disposing of dirty gauze after dirty gauze. I'm entirely filthy from the battle. It'll need stitches. I'll be right back with some anesthesia, she says after she's done with the cleanup. When she comes back, I'm still sitting in a chair next to my mentor, energy draining from my body fast. She makes quick work of the aesthetic by injecting my forehead with it. She proceeds to further clean, stitch, and bandage the wound. I know I don't have to tell you this, but take it easy. With a wound like that, I'm surprised you didn't lose consciousness. I smile at her and thank her, genuinely grateful that I didn't have to stitch this up myself. She grabs her chart and leaves, closing the door behind her. I lean into Dr. Owens's bed and grab his hand. I stay like this for at least an hour, processing everything that had happened. I felt different. I don't know what felt different, but something definitely was. My dreams, visions, now felt like a distant memory, stored somewhere in my mind. I had more questions than answers. Why was I the only one that could see the creature? Why did I manage to see it even when I wasn't there? How do I make sense of everything I saw in my visions? Is any of it real? I get up to leave when I feel myself dozing off. I also wanted to check on Sophia before I head to the pyre. It still isn't time for me to rest. When I exit Dr. Owens's office, everyone turns to me. The doctors, nurses, and even the injured wolves stop what they're doing and make way for me, bowing their heads. It is the sign of utmost respect in the pack, normally only exhibited for the alpha. I make my way through the hall and exit the clinic, turning briefly one last time to look at it. Everyone still had their heads bowed. Vera, I head to the pack house, where I'll find Sophia in the top floor. As I make my way through the halls, I notice everyone regarding me just like they had in the clinic. I don't know what to make of it, but I don't really care right now. I'm exhausted and the day isn't even over yet. When I reach the Alpha's room, I hesitate before knocking on the door. What if she's asleep? Come in, I hear in my head. It's Sophia. The woman of the hour, she says softly as I open the door. Her room is the largest in the pack house, naturally. It's not so much a room as it is a suite, with floor-to-ceiling French doors and a massive balcony outside. Her bed sits facing the northern wall, in between both French doors. I make my way to her. She's sitting on her bed with the twins napping to her side. She has a bunch of files on her lap. Alpha. I salute her. We exchange a long look and then break out of character. I rush to my best friend and hug her tightly. If there is a moment to break protocol, it is now, after everything we have been through. Oh, V, thank you, thank you, thank you. We both begin to tear up. In one day, Sophia had her twins, we were attacked by a beast of folklore, and I woke up from what I can only describe as a magic-induced coma. When we separate, we both grab tissues that were on the bed and compose ourselves. Oh goddess, look at them. The tissues come in handy since I'm crying again, looking at Sophia's babies. I crawl to bed next to them, and touch one lightly on the forehead. They're absolutely perfect, soft. Aren't they? She's sniffling again and I grab her hand. You did such a good job, Mama. Oh please, if it wasn't for you, she cuts off to blow her nose but her eyes are rimmed with tears. If it wasn't for you, none of us would be here right now. Her words hang as we stay like this, looking at the twins, their tiny chests breathing in and out in complete relaxation, completely oblivious to the peril circumstance of their birth. Sophia really did do an amazing job at keeping it together while we were attacked, and doing all of this without any real medical intervention like an epidural. To me, it further proves her position as Alpha. I named her Rose, and he's John. John Allen, a memory of Jade Waterfall under a new moon comes to me, like your ancestor. Sophia frowns. Yes, how did you know? I'm not sure what to answer her, so I stay silent. How do I even begin to explain to her everything I saw, and most importantly, why? My silence is very telling, and she continues, well, we will have some time to talk about that. For now, please go and get some rest, take a shower. It will take about 2 hours to get the pyre ready. How many? I ask flatly. Sophia lowers her gaze. 46. 46 of our wolves, of our warriors, of our brothers and sisters, dead. The pain I feel cannot be described, so I can't even imagine what Sophia is going through, having a connection to all of the pack all at once. She not only felt their deaths, but she now feels the pain and loss of their loved ones, their mates, their kids, siblings, and parents. There are many reasons why the Alpha is regarded as the strongest of the pack, and not all of them are physical. Sophia is enduring all of this while also navigating all of the emotions that come with being a mom. I am truly in awe. Still, I worry that it might indeed be too much for her. Knowing her the way that I do, I'm sure she will drown all of her sorrow in tireless work. I worry even more knowing that I won't be here to support her through this. Sophia will need a friend now more than ever, and our connection has always been easy because we grew up together. Please take it easy on yourself, Soph. I advise her. There was nothing you could have done, and what's more important, look what you have given the pack. I look at baby John, a male Alan heir. This clan has always thrived under Alan leadership. In fact, its darkest days have always come under the leadership of some other fool who thought they could lead this pack. Sophia was a surprise baby, the only one the moon goddess blessed her parents with. To say that the entire clan was disappointed it wasn't a boy is an understatement. Some members even deserted the clan, thinking the Allen dynasty was definitively over now that there was only a girl to inherit the alpha position. It fills me with pride to be able to say that Sophia has been anything but a disappointment. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm gonna teach Rose how to kick ass just like her mama. Sophia blows her nose once again, distracting me from my thoughts. Now, I have a surprise for you. It's in your room. Please go shower, you seriously stink. We look at each other in a silent conversation that only we are able to have, perhaps because of how close we've been ever since she found me. The heaviness of the day is weighing on both of us. I hug her one last time and exit her room, not before taking a long look at the twins again. I can't explain why, but I have a feeling that this mythical beast appearing and the birth of Allen twins cannot be mere coincidence. My feet are barely lifting to step as I approach my room, every part of me simply hurts. When I am about to turn the doorknob, I know exactly what gift Sophia is referring to. I groan inwardly. My alpha and her dirty, dirty mind. Vera, I open the door and Noah is laying on my bed, facing the ceiling and fast asleep. He's breathing softly, carelessly. My heart warms at the sight. He's wearing new clothes, no doubt procured by the warriors who probably have his same build, dark blue jeans and a simple black t-shirt. I had to admit, no one ever made simple look so good. Not wanting to wake him, I tiptoe to my bathroom and notice it's been used. He probably used my shower and changed right here, waiting for me. I get the tub ready. A nice, hot bath with some healing herbs might be enough to ease the pain in my muscles. I don't heal as fast as the rest of the pack because I haven't connected to my wolf yet, so I've always had to be extra careful. That's what turned me into a good fighter, while others were careless about their injuries knowing they'd heal in a day's time. I had to be smarter and faster because I didn't have that same luxury. In fact, so many in training had been wounded to a point where it would be fatal to me. Training to them was just that, but to me, it was sometimes life and death. Starting the shower, I take a good bath first, scrubbing every inch of my body, ridding it of all the filth and dried blood that I have accumulated through the day. I had plasters of blood, dirt, and goddess knows what else smeared all over me, my nose crinkling every time I had to be aggressive with the scrub to get rid of them. When I'm done, I enter the bath and submerge. I sigh in contentment. This is exactly what I needed. I submerge everything but my face, being mindful of the stitches I have in my forehead. I take this time to meditate as usual, this time I'm trying to focus on the visions or dreams I had. They're more like a foggy memory now, and I can feel myself losing the memories of them as more time goes by. Maybe meditating on them, trying to recall them, will keep them fresh in my memory. After about 20 minutes of my breathing exercises, it is clear that my mind is too tired for this right now. I can't remember anything significant, only snippets of what I maybe saw. I know there is some great significance to this, but I can't bring the memories forward despite my best attempt. Letting about 10 more minutes go by, I get out of the tub, towel myself dry, and get dressed in a red dress, traditional for wolf funeral ceremonies. It's a simple satin wrap dress with short sleeves, that reaches just below my mid-calf. I pause to look myself in the mirror, my fingertips going to my face. I look pretty banged up. The still swollen stitches on my forehead do very little for my complexion, as I look like a sick mid-century orphan. My dark circles are more prominent than before, even if I did just wake up from a very long sleep. How long was I asleep for, anyway? I quickly fix my hair, brushing though all the knots and tangled mess. It looks half decent when I'm done, at least it's back to being straight. I contemplate putting on makeup to disguise how bad I feel on the inside, but choose not to. This isn't a time to pretend to not feel like shit. All of the pack feels like shit too, just like me. When I open the bathroom door, Noah is still asleep and I consider leaving him here for the entire ceremony. He's been through a lot already just these past few weeks, I'm sure he needs the rest. As I'm looking at him and weighing my options, the ceremonial horn blows off in the distance, signaling that the pyre ceremony has begun. Noah jolts up from the bed and is quick on his feet, his eyes are a tired red. What's that? He's frantically trying to put his shoes on. Another attack? Vera, where his eyes land on me. We stay like this for a while, him staring at me. I can see the veins on his neck rapidly pumping blood, his jaw drops to the floor. Wow, he finally manages when he composes himself. I smile gently enjoying the overt compliment, but then again, he's my mate, he's not the best judge on how I actually look. Taking a few steps, I reach the middle of the room and extend my hand towards him. Come on, we have a ceremony to get to. Don't bother with the shoes, you won't need them. Indeed, all of our ceremonies are done without any shoes on, connecting directly to the ground. He takes my hand and pulls me towards him, embracing me gently but securely. I take a deep breath, inhaling his scent and committing this feeling to memory. He smells like the forest. Which doesn't make sense, no one should smell like the forest itself. I'm so sorry, Vera. For everything. If we hadn't come here, this would have never happened. I hug him a little tighter. None of this is your fault, Noah. Not yours, not Eli's, not Lucas's. Those wolves died with honor, defending their own. That is what this ceremony is about, not placing blame. I meant every word. None of the other wolves in the pack thought any different. The fact was, if that thing was out there, there was no guarantee that it wouldn't eventually come for us, too. We stay like this for a while, both of us drawing comfort from each other, and then, hand in hand, we walk out of the pack house, into the open field towards the pyre. Vera, the ceremony is set up with a pyre in the middle of a huge, open field, surrounded by trees. The moon today is especially bright and there are no clouds to dim her. The bodies of our fallen warriors are carefully wrapped in linens and placed in the pyre. There are far too many and my heart gets heavier and heavier as we approach. Noah and I reach the ceremony and most wolves already seem to be here. Notably, I cannot see Eli or Lucas amongst the crowd. I turn to Noah to ask, but he seems to already know what I'm thinking. They'll be here. They just didn't know if our presence would be welcomed after everything that's happened. Content with the answer, we deepen ourselves into the crowd, but same thing as before, everyone seems to make way for Noah and I. We make it to one of the empty blankets on the grass and sit. This is interesting, observing wolves from up close. Noah breaks into my train of thought. How so? I ask, genuinely curious. I hadn't thought about this before, but just as wolves are taught all sorts of horrible things about Lycans, it makes sense that they are taught the same of wolves. Well, first of all, the wolves I grew up reading about would have killed us first and asked questions later. Well, aren't you glad we aren't all monsters? I chime in, albeit sarcastically. Yes, yes I am. He smiles at me and kisses the back of my hand. My stomach does a flip and I am certain. If I was in healthier conditions, I'd be blushing. I swallow nervously but he doesn't seem to catch it, he's lost in his thoughts. Tell me what else isn't like your books? I ask. He turns to look at me. You know, Leakan society isn't like this, at all. What wolves have, that camaraderie, that kinship, is what Lycans pretend to have, and they will claim you guys are the barbaric, backstabbing beasts. In reality, that's most of the Lycans I know, especially the higher you go on the political food chain. How does that work? Do you guys have an alpha, or? We have a king that presides over a council. Although king is a hefty title for that jackass, he looks at me with a sly smile. This stays between us, of course. Of course. I declare. It doesn't go unnoticed how good it feels to be actually connecting to Noah, mate bond aside. King Alistair appointment himself after overthrowing the previous king. We are like wolves in that regard, we respect and follow power. But from what I heard, it wasn't a clean fight. The previous king, King Alexander, was an elite fighter, an apex predator. There's no way Alistair, King Alistair, could have won cleanly. So, in the end, he had to take over despite people's protests. What about the council? Shouldn't they have stepped in and removed him? Should have, yes. But they were too vested politically. I'm not sure what it was, but King Alexander had done something unforgivable, apparently. Even the council supported the coup. We stay silent for a minute, Noah consumed in his thoughts. You know what else is interesting? He starts again. We are sold this idea that everyone outside Lycan society is living out in the woods like actual animals. That everyone but Lycans are poor. But, he extends his arm and motions towards the pack house, this, all of this, is more advanced than anything we have back home. This confuses me because to my knowledge, we aren't even the most technologically advanced pack in the region. What do you mean with advanced exactly? The clinic for instance. It has advanced machines and decent medicine. I jab him in the ribs and he laughs. Say decent referring to my clinic one more time and I'll use you to start the pyre. I glare at him just to land my point home. He's cradling his ribs with one hand, still laughing. In all seriousness, he continues, all, absolutely all, of what we are sold about werewolves is a lie. I'm just wondering why that is. Again, we stay silent, both lost in our own thoughts. The second horn blows, signaling it is time to light the pyre. It is the most solemn moment of the night. All wolves gather around tightly. We all look like red flowers fallen on a vast, green carpet of grass. Sophia steps closer to the northern end of the pyre, a symbolic point for the warrior's journey ahead. This is where the fire must begin. She's wearing a magnificent red, long-sleeve, off-shoulder wrap dress, with a beautiful tail dragging behind her. The dress is as grand as her position entails. As the prayer begins, we all lower our heads and Sophia utters the ancient chant in our minds. Once finished, she lowers the torch onto the pyre. It spreads quickly, making smoke rise up to the moon who watches us intently. There is no doubt in my mind that the Moon Mother is witness to our grief. Everyone moves on about, talking to each other and remembering the fallen warriors. Kids are now allowed to come out and are running around back and forth, chasing each other and playing. To them, who don't know any better, this is just a bonfire ceremony that allows them to stay up past their bedtime. Noah and I have once again found ourselves on an empty blanket on the ground, only now I can spot Eli and Lucas making their way towards us. When they reach us, they greet us and sit. I'm about to tease Eli about how his arm hasn't fully healed yet, when I notice a warrior come up to us, kneel, and put a canine in front of me. Then another warrior approaches and does the same thing, and then another, and then another. Soon, there is a line of wolves, warriors, and non-warriors, waiting to do the same. The three Lycans are eyeing me confused, but I'm too stunned to turn away. This isn't part of this ceremony, but it is part of a ceremony, and it is the biggest honor in any pack. An honor only awarded to very few wolves, and all alphas at that. I am being recognized as the pack's strongest warrior. Vera, but isn't it a little, I don't know, gross? Asks Lucas when I'm done explaining the events of the pyre ceremony. It's not gross, it's an honor, Lucas. I've had to point this out to them a few times already. Okay, but did you have to pick up and keep all of them? Asks Noah. I mean, how did you want me to pick which ones to leave? That'd be a very big insult to all of the people that gave me their canines. Well, and how are they going to hunt now, toothless? Eli chimes in, and all three Lycans burst out laughing. I roll my eyes, the joke isn't even funny. They'll grow back, obviously. They've all stopped laughing and are looking at me, so I explain further. I've done hundreds of canine removals, guys. If you lose a tooth in wolf form, it grows back. They're all staring at me in disbelief. I smirk, turning my back to them to continue packing. How's that for being the superior species? We all proceed to pack what we will need for the trip back to the Leakan territory. The Lycans have decided to stay a few more days, conferring with our elders about what they have found out about the chimera. The elders have dissected the beast and concluded that such a fantastical being was created purely by magic. When they opened up its insides, the beast was comprised of many gruesome body parts of all kinds of creatures. The light that was shining at the top of its head ended up being a mythical stone used in very ancient witchcraft, hence when it was cracked, the link to the magical source of its power was broken. I, for one, need to make sure everything around the clinic will be running smoothly once I leave. After everything that happened, Violet has been named interim head physician, even though she's a nurse. She knows this clinic and its doctors like the back of her hand. I'm on my way to see Dr. Owens now and check on his progress. I enter the physical therapy room and just as I suspected, he's already walking on his own. See? This old man still has the strength of a youngling. He declares triumphantly. Sam is holding his cane to one side as Dr. Hartman overlooks Dr. Owens's recovery. Quite remarkable, I must say. At this rate, you won't even need the cane. Did I not tell you? Oh. He spots me. Vera, come look. A little nick to the artery won't be enough to hold this old man down. I didn't expect anything less. I smile and go over to him, watching as he takes a few more steps on his own. Dr. Hartman intervenes and grabs his arm. Okay, okay. That's enough for today. It's clear you're making a fast recovery, but don't get ahead of yourself. Sam passes the cane to Dr. Owens, who doesn't seem to want to take it but eventually relents. Even if he's already walking again, his young years have indeed long passed, and he is aware of it. Sam, it's okay. I'll head back with Vera. With that, Sam takes off to her rounds and I go over to Dr. Owens, offering my arm for added support. You're the only one I'll accept this from. I won't tell if you don't. I wink at him as he places his hand inside my elbow. We walk outside the pack house towards the inner gardens. Since he's been in recovery, Violet and the other staff members barricaded his office so he couldn't go in and work. Once we reach the gardens, we sit on one of the benches in front of the fountain. The gardens are modest, but oh so beautiful. The fountain in the middle is made from green tiles, reminiscent of jade waterfall. There are hanging plants, benches, and all sorts of flowers adorning every corner. I'm glad you came to see me today. I don't know how long until you guys start on your journey. He reaches for something in his pocket. I wanted to give you this during my farewell party, but well, I didn't get the chance. Oh, Dr. Owens, you don't have to, Vera, you can call me Michael. You know that. He's always preferred I use his first name but, at least in the clinic, it feels too informal. This belonged to my wife. He opens a little jewelry box. It was given to her by her mother, who received it from her grandmother, and so on, you get the point. I'm looking at the opened jewelry box. Inside there is a dainty, gold necklace with what appears to be an emerald pendant. I don't understand, Vera, you know my wife and I, our moon mother never blessed us with a child, and then my wife passed away and nothing made sense to me anymore. Until I met you. He clears his throat, the emotion getting to him. Anyway, if we'd had a daughter, this would have been hers. My wife and I never had that luxury, but I did. I can feel my eyes rim with tears, I'm speechless. I can't possibly take this, Michael. I'm flattered, I love it, and I love you, but I can't, this was your wife's. And she'd want you to have it. Had she met you, she'd see in you exactly what I see. You are the daughter we never had. He takes out a handkerchief and hands it to me, even though at this point we're both tearing up. This is goodbye for us, for who knows how long. Vera, but isn't it a little, I don't know, Gross. Asks Lucas when I'm done explaining the events of the pyre ceremony. It's not gross, it's an honor, Lucas. I've had to point this out to them a few times already. Okay, but did you have to pick up and keep all of them? Asks Noah. I mean, how did you want me to pick which ones to leave? That'd be a very big insult to all of the people that gave me their canines. Well, and how are they going to hunt now, Toothless? Eli chimes in, and all three Lycans burst out laughing. I roll my eyes, the joke isn't even funny. They'll grow back, obviously. They've all stopped laughing and are looking at me, so I explain further. I've done hundreds of canine removals, guys. If you lose a tooth in wolf form, it grows back. They're all staring at me in disbelief. I smirk, turning my back to them to continue packing. How's that for being the superior species? We all proceed to pack what we will need for the trip back to the Leakan territory. The Lycans have decided to stay a few more days, conferring with our elders about what they have found out about the chimera. The elders have dissected the beast and concluded that such a fantastical being was created purely by magic. When they opened up its insides, the beast was comprised of many gruesome body parts of all kinds of creatures. The light that was shining at the top of its head ended up being a mythical stone used in very ancient witchcraft, hence when it was cracked, the link to the magical source of its power was broken. I, for one, need to make sure everything around the clinic will be running smoothly once I leave. After everything that happened, Violet has been named interim head physician, even though she's a nurse. She knows this clinic and its doctors like the back of her hand. I'm on my way to see Dr. Owens now and check on his progress. I enter the physical therapy room and just as I suspected, he's already walking on his own. See? This old man still has the strength of a youngling. He declares triumphantly. Sam is holding his cane to one side as Dr. Hartman overlooks Dr. Owens's recovery. Quite remarkable, I must say. At this rate, you won't even need the cane. Did I not tell you? Oh. He spots me. Vera, come look. A little nick to the artery won't be enough to hold this old man down. I didn't expect anything less. I smile and go over to him, watching as he takes a few more steps on his own. Dr. Hartman intervenes and grabs his arm. Okay, okay. That's enough for today. It's clear you're making a fast recovery, but don't get ahead of yourself. Sam passes the cane to Dr. Owens, who doesn't seem to want to take it but eventually relents. Even if he's already walking again, his young years have indeed long passed, and he is aware of it. Sam, it's okay. I'll head back with Vera. With that, Sam takes off to her rounds and I go over to Dr. Owens, offering my arm for added support. You're the only one I'll accept this from. I won't tell if you don't. I wink at him as he places his hand inside my elbow. We walk outside the pack house towards the inner gardens. Since he's been in recovery, Violet and the other staff members barricaded his office so he couldn't go in and work. Once we reach the gardens, we sit on one of the benches in front of the fountain. The gardens are modest, but oh so beautiful. The fountain in the middle is made from green tiles, reminiscent of jade waterfall. There are hanging plants, benches, and all sorts of flowers adorning every corner. I'm glad you came to see me today. I don't know how long until you guys start on your journey. He reaches for something in his pocket. I wanted to give you this during my farewell party, but well, I didn't get the chance. Oh, Dr. Owens, you don't have to, Vera, you can call me Michael. You know that. He's always preferred I use his first name, but, at least in the clinic, it feels too informal. This belonged to my wife. He opens a little jewelry box. It was given to her by her mother, who received it from her grandmother, and so on. You get the point. I'm looking at the opened jewelry box. Inside there is a dainty, gold necklace with what appears to be an emerald pendant. I don't understand, Vera. You know my wife and I, our moon mother never blessed us with a child, and then my wife passed away and nothing made sense to me anymore. Until I met you. He clears his throat, the emotion getting to him. Anyway, if we'd had a daughter, this would have been hers. My wife and I never had that luxury, but I did. I can feel my eyes rim with tears. I'm speechless. I can't possibly take this, Michael. I'm flattered, I love it, and I love you, but I can't. This was your wife's. And she'd want you to have it. Had she met you, she'd see in you exactly what I see. You are the daughter we never had. He takes out a handkerchief and hands it to me, even though at this point we're both tearing up. This is goodbye for us, for who knows how long. Vera, are you ready? I'm vaguely staring out the window of my room. The day is unusually gloomy, like my mood. The clouds in the sky threaten rain, but we can't wait any longer. We have to leave today. Someone's hand on my shoulder brings me back to reality. It's Noah. Hey, are you okay? His voice is laced with concern. The last 2 days have been hard. I've said my goodbyes to everyone in the pack, even people I didn't really know came to embrace me and wish me safe travels. I put my hand on his. Yeah, I smile. Let's go. He takes my hand and my duffel bag, swinging it over his shoulder. It's very early, most of the pack members are still asleep, making my departure a little easier. We reach the bottom of the stairs and walk to the entrance where Sophia and Alex are waiting with the babies. I go to them and hug each one tightly, then I kiss the twins on the forehead. Take this, it's yours. Sophia says to me and hands me the spear with which I killed the chimera. She had a sheath made for it so that I could carry it on my back. It fits perfectly. Safe travels, sister. She hugs me tightly one last time, and we head out. No one is saying a word. Eli, Lucas, and Noah packed light. Only a backpack prepared by Sophia with essentials, food, hygiene, basic meds, etc. Noah was carrying my duffel bag and had decided to put his stuff in there too. The walk would take us about 2 to 3 days to complete, depending on the weather. After walking all morning in silence, we decided to stop for lunch and gauge the weather. There was a small clearing that allowed enough light to seep through so that it didn't feel like night time. It's probably going to rain, there's a cave close by, we should settle in for the rest of the day. I break the silence. All three were unpacking their lunches. In fact, Lucas was already nose-deep in his sandwich. Noah hands me my lunch. He's been extra attentive these past few days, probably perceiving how sad I had become. The clouds seem to be clearing. We continue. Eli said as he took a bite of the sandwich. I turn to Noah looking for support, but he shrugs his shoulders. I'm sorry, Vera. The council is expecting us. If we delay ourselves any further, it will look questionable. I start eating my sandwich without any appetite. They're wrong, but I don't even have the emotional capacity right now to fight with them. When we're done, we resume the walk. Some 6 hours later, we reach the end of the forest, the end of wolf territory, the end of my home. My feet feel heavy. My heart feels heavy. I have to fight the urge to cry as I feel myself slipping away from the forest and my family. Noah holds my hand and offers me a reassuring smile. This whole process is easier with him by my side, but it's still one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. As we are about to step beyond the tree line, I feel a gentle drop of rain on my cheek. I extend my hand to make sure I'm not imagining things, and several fall on my hand. It is starting to rain, just as I predicted. Eli turns to me, looking at me as if this is my fault. I simply shrug my shoulders. I'm not sure how an "I told you so" would play out here. We're close to the camp, let's wait it out there. We soon have to run to the camp, the rain heavily pouring down on us. We make it there and I notice it's the same camp the forest had shown me when the Lycans had just shown up. This is where they all died. I whisper. Only Noah catches it but seems to ignore it. He guides me to a big tent, proudly displaying at its head the Leakan flag. It is a full moon, and a huge Lycan beast howling in the middle of it. We enter and there are bunker beds lined inside. Lucas and Eli each pick one like it's second nature, but Noah isn't following suit. Come, this is mine, he says as he guides me to a second tent within the big tent. What I walk into is more like a master bedroom than a tent. There is a king-size bed in the middle, a desk to the left side, and countless books to the right side. There are maps, reports, targets, and what seem to be chess pieces on the large desk. I don't understand, why is this yours and Eli and Lucas are out there in the little beds? He smiles at me. Because in here, I'm the boss. I stare at him baffled. I'm the commander of this unit, what's left of it, anyway? He turns grim at the reality check. We are standing on the grounds where so many of his comrades died. A long silence follows. I feel the urge to comfort him, but I myself don't feel up for it. Let's not dwell, he breaks out of his train of thought, you must be tired. He digs into the duffel bag, pulling out one of his t-shirts and hands it to me. My clothes are wet from the rain earlier, which only seems to be getting more severe as time passes. I take the shirt from him and he graciously turns around. Most mates wouldn't turn around, most mates would feel entitled to me, but Noah doesn't. I can't help but thank the moon goddess for that. It's not that I don't want him, it's just that right now, I don't have the energy for anything. It feels like I'm in mourning. When I'm done, I do the same so that he can change, although something tells me he wouldn't have a problem with me watching him undress. With my back turned to him, I go to the wall with all the books and browse them. There is everything from war tactics, to folk tales, to history books. I reach for one that seemed very old and read the cover. It's about Lycan history. Perfect, it will give me something to do. Vera. I turn around to face Noah, now in a dry set of clothes. You're free to anything you find. I have to go talk to Eli and Lucas about what the council expects from us tomorrow. I nod my head, already invested in the book I'm going to fall asleep to. I read the book on the bed for perhaps an hour until the rain has picked up even further and I can't keep my eyes open. I settle in, getting comfortable in the middle of the massive bed, and focus on the sound of the rain. I can't help but think that such unusually heavy rain is the forest itself, crying for my departure. Vera, when I wake up the next day, the rain has stopped completely. It's still probably very early, before the crack of dawn, but I feel more energized already. I cuddle into the source of warmth at my back, Noah. He instinctively tightens his arm around me, cradling me into him. I let out a long sigh and smile to myself. Despite the circumstances, this seems to be the best sleep I've had in a very, very long time. I close my eyes hoping I can fall back to sleep, but 20 minutes later, when I was finally drifting off to nap, Eli opens the curtain to the room and loudly yells, "Good morning, ladies." Both Noah and I grumble, cuddling into each other even more as if that will make that old man go away. "If you're not up and ready to go in the next 20 minutes, I'm coming in and cuddling with you." His tone is mischievous, and I have no doubt he will actually do it. I turn, hugging Noah and burying my face in his chest. He still smells like the forest. He's actually going to do it, isn't he? I ask into his chest. Yup. He's rubbing my back and we stay like this for about 5 minutes until we hear Eli from outside our tent. I mean it. We both hug at the same time and get up from the bed. We get dressed, again our backs to each other. I grab the book I borrowed last night and slip it into the duffel bag. Noah eyes me curiously. "Sorry, I didn't even ask you if I could take it." No. It's okay. No one has touched any of those books in a long time. Take any you'd like." Noah picks up a large map that sat at his desk and also slips it into the duffel bag. We both take our breakfast to go and head out. The walk is once again quiet. I'm not sure I understand why Lucas and Eli, even Noah, have changed their demeanor. At least Noah and Lucas seemed a lot more relaxed in the pack house, now they're just so serious. About 2 hours into our journey, I feel the air tense and I stop. Noah notices and stops too, eyeing me with a frown. Something's wrong. I tell him, wide-eyed. A chill runs down my spine and my hand goes to the spear on my back. Before I can process what is happening, Lucas, Eli, and Noah have surrounded me, their backs to me. Their large bodies cover my line of vision as I hear a voice, well, if it isn't the band of deserters." The voice gets closer and dramatically sniffs the air. "And what's this? You brought us a souvenir? How kind of you!" The other Lycans accompanying the voice burst out in laughter, mocking me. Noah immediately shifts, ripping up his clothes, and launches himself at the voice. I react on instinct, trying to reach out to him, but Eli puts his hand on my arm, stopping me. "Settle down, Doc. Noah will take care of this." Eli lets me go and I can see what he means. All the other Lycans, some in Leakan form and others in human form, have surrounded Noah and this other Lycan. They're about to fight. The other Lycan attacks first. Noah easily dodges him and places a right kick to his torso. It doesn't keep him down for long as he launches himself at Noah once again, this time with his fangs bared. Noah is again quick to dodge, but this time, instead of kicking him, his massive Lycan fangs go right for his neck. After about 1 second of struggling, Noah's enormous jaw crunches down on the other Lycan's throat. I can hear the sound of bones breaking and blood gurgling in his throat as the Leakan fights Noah for his life. But there is nothing he can do, he goes limp before he can get Noah off of him. All the Lycans surrounding them go quiet. Clearly, that was their leader. Noah switches back to human form, and eyes them all threateningly. Then he speaks. Loud enough for all of them to hear, if any of you come to my mate with intentions of harming her, you will meet the same fate as Randall. Is that understood? The small crowd begins to dissipate, moving away from Noah warily. The Lycans that were in human form had even shifted out of instinct. Lucas goes to Noah, getting him another pair of clothes. I'm not even looking at Noah, I'm looking at the dead Leakan on the floor. Noah just killed a Leakan, a man, his brother, for me? My heart is beating fast and loudly, I feel like I'm about to faint. What kind of world am I willingly walking into? Noah, I didn't have any intentions of having Vera see this firsthand, but I did tell her that most Lycans I knew were pieces of shit, none so more than Randall. When I saw him approaching and his eyes shifted, I knew exactly where this was going, and I knew exactly how it had to end. After leaving and going into wolf territory, we knew that when we came back, we would get a lot of shit from everyone. Lycans are very opportunistic and they would be coming for us just to prove a point. And now with Vera here, as my mate, they would target me even more. Killing Randall in front of all his friends was a clear message to every Lycan here, mess with my mate, and I'll have your head. No doubt the message was understood. When I was done getting dressed, I looked over to Randall, dead on the ground, and scoffed. Quite frankly, killing him didn't even faze me. I walked over to where Vera was still looking at Randall and put my hand on her cheek, focusing her attention on me. I'm sorry you had to see that, but there was no other way. We are being accused of being deserters. Lycans are opportunistic and they will try to earn some credit by making examples of us. I pause because I don't know how Vera will take this, that also includes you. I understand, she says flatly, smiling softly at me, a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. We resume walking. Vera lost in thought. I wish I could know what she was thinking about. Is she thinking maybe this is a mistake? Coming with me? When we were at the pack house, I thought about staying there with her several times. We never got to talk about it, but she simply agreed to come with me. I was too happy to question her as to why. In reality, had we stayed at the pack house, there was no guarantee that whatever force created the chimera wouldn't come back for me eventually. I would never be able to place her pack under such risk again. Too many had already died because of Eli, Lucas, and myself. We continued walking, Lucas first, Vera second, and Eli and I hanging back several steps. You worry too much about her. Eli interrupts my sulking. Can you blame me? I'm bringing her to live into a den of snakes. Eli, better than anyone, knows how cutthroat our home is. She's proven to be very capable, son. If it came to it, I'm sure she would be able to defend herself against the very best of us. She's a woman fit to be your mate. I grimace at this. That's exactly why I worry. I'm one of the strongest, if not the strongest warrior here. That puts a target on her back, if only to weaken me. I'm thinking of taking her to the countryside once all this desertion business is taken care of. I don't want her here, Eli. I think you underestimate your role here. Noah the king and the council would rather see you dead than let you go. Think about your decisions carefully, now they won't only affect you. Eli steps ahead of me, leaving me alone to think. He's right. The king will never let me go. Sometimes I feel like that jackass has it against me, but I cannot disobey the king's orders. After a few more hours of walking like this, we reach the castle. It's early in the afternoon and there is still plenty of light to see people's faces as they smell Vera. It makes my blood boil. She's keeping her head up. We had already talked about how her arrival here might be perceived. What I didn't tell her is that it was so because she wasn't marked by me yet. It was clear to me that something was holding her back. I'm not one to judge or question her choices, she'll be ready when she's ready. It also crossed my mind that she was holding back because once we marked each other, she could no longer reject me. As it stands, since she doesn't have my mark, she can still choose to reject me and go back home if everything here becomes too overwhelming. I couldn't blame her, she was looking out for herself and she was being smart about it. But I also couldn't help but imagine myself going deep inside her and putting my mark on her neck. Just thinking about it made me horny at a time when I most definitely shouldn't be. We were about to face trial for being deserters. I just hope that Eli's plan to prove our innocence works, otherwise I won't get to show Vera exactly what she's missing. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.